Oh, well, this will be a blast from the past. This is an old Lenovo that I've done a video of in the past, probably a couple of years, year and a half back, something like that. Yeah, 3000J series. Yeah, this one has been gone for over a year, I think. My friend, that IT guru, he was doing a Windows 10 upgrade for me when I was upgrading all my office computers last year, and this one was having issues, and it wound up having some hardware problems. I mean, it was bad enough where we had to actually replace the motherboard. And I'll open it up and show you what was done. Okay, got the panel off here. Put that there. Grab myself a chair. Okay. So basically, yeah, this thing has, I believe it is 4 gigs of RAM. I don't remember. Let me see. This might be 2 actually. Which, let me see. It's been a while. Like I said, yeah, these are 1 gig sticks. Yeah. Dropping it here. Yeah, that is 1 gig. I believe it's what it is. It's doesn't specify. I guess when I fire it up, I'll know. So yeah, let's pop this back in for now. First time I've had this thing open in a long time. Well, and yeah, like I said, my friend was working on this thing. The motherboard was bad, had to be replaced, so I found a replacement. Yeah, I need 2 hands here, hold on. Okay, got a little bit more light on the subject here. Yeah, this board is brand new. I had to replace it, and in fact, I forgot to get the specs of it. Let me get that real quick. Okay, it is an MSI L-NC51M MS-7283 version 1.0 micro ATX AM2 DDR2 motherboard. Paid $40 for this thing. So yeah, it I believe I could probably put 4 gigs in here, but this is what I had originally. So it seems to be working fine with it after getting everything reloaded. What I'm actually going to do with this, I mean, again, this was a backup computer, and for those new to my channel, yeah, when I was doing all my upgrades back in the spring, let's see, really started it, I think, yeah, in the spring, where I was upgrading my computers to Windows 10. This computer had some caps that were, you know, bulging and all that, so this one got delayed, but I was upgrading all the rest of them, and then unfortunately discovered my wife had cancer and she didn't make it, so this computer was pretty much on hold all this time. Yeah, literally for over a year. I have not had this thing in my possession, but again, it was just a backup office computer. And now that I've gotten it back, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but in the meantime, I figured, well, I might go ahead and replace the video card, because this one is using a it's a type of I can't remember. I know I've done a video of these cards in the past, but I don't have the cable connection for this type of hookup. It's like a not the VGA, but the DVI. This is a type of DVI that uses a particular connection. It's like a dual port. It will run 2 monitors instead of 1. But yeah, I'm actually using a similar card that I had connections for on another Dell right now. So yeah, I'm going to pull this video card out to put this one in. It is an MSI 5450. So yep, so that's what I'm going to do, because this one will run AGP, DVI, and HDMI. So yeah, that's what I'll do with this one for the time being. And yep, everything is seated good in there, so that way I can go ahead and fire this thing up and Yeah, looks like everything looks good on this board. So yeah, we'll change this out and then fire it up and test it and see what the specs look like. Okay, we'll get this card out. Non-magnetic tip. And this one. There we go. Yeah, old PCI. Might be an AGP actually. But yeah, so that's that one there. I'll go ahead and put this one in like that. There we go. And then the screw like that. Okay. So we're in there. So now, yep, so I can go ahead and hook up a monitor, either a VGA or DVI. So yeah, let me go ahead and do that. We'll fire this thing up and see how it does. Okay, so we're hooked up on the video card. Also got my mouse, keyboard, and internet hooked up. Now I'll just connect the power. So I'll do that right here. There we go. It seems to want to cut on automatically, so yeah, a little beeping for some weird reason. So let's see what's going on here. Okay, we're getting it to start now. Windows 10. Yeah, and by the way, this is using an AMD Athlon X2 for a processor. Originally had Vista on it. Now it's got Windows 10. Oh, it didn't load properly. Oh boy, well, let me restart my PC. There we go. Owner. Okay, cool. So at least we got it working. Alright, the familiar Windows screen. So now I'll go ahead and go to the system here. Alright, I'll get into the control panel here. Get to the large icons. Okay. So now, system. Okay, so it's got 4 gigs. Yeah, alright. 4 gigs RAM, AMD Athlon X2 Dual Processor, 3600, 1.9 gig. So yeah, it's not a very powerful processor at all. So, but yeah, Windows 10 Pro. Oh, amazing. It actually took the 64-bit, I guess because with the Athlon it allowed it. The Dells that I did, or that were done last year in 2016, would not take the 64-bit. They would take only 32-bit version of Windows 10. So, nice. Well, cool. And for those curious, this PC, it has a 250 gig Max-Tor hard drive in it. So cool. So yeah, this thing's a little sluggish, playing around with it here off camera. Just going back, checking the settings and all that, and maybe go back, check the display. Okay, display settings. (1024 by 768). That's what we got. Everything's 100%. Okay. Yeah, this thing is a little sluggish, but I want to make sure, yeah, my display was good. So, multiple displays, nope, not doing that on this one. What we'll do, I'll go ahead and restart it. We'll go into the BIOS and check it out. Here we go. Alright, system summary, Lenovo, a whole bunch of other stuff. Alright, system date and time. Let's see, system summary, we'll go into that. AMD 1800 megahertz. System memory is, that's usable, is basically 3 gigs. 800 megahertz bus speed. Active video, ATI Atom BIOS. Audio support is enabled. Fan 1 and Fan 2 are both operating. Diskette A is disabled because we don't have it. I'm using a disk card reader in place of the old floppy drive. IDE drive 0 is a CD DVD ROM, which is right there. That is not a burner. Actually, it is rewritable. Yep, it is a burner. All the other disks are not on. Disk drive 4 is 251 gig, which is the Mac Store. So, alright, and the system date and time is actually correct. August 20, 2017, one day before the Great American Eclipse. The hour is not correct. It's got 4 in the morning, but as you can see, the sun's up. So, yeah, I won't even really mess with that. Let's see, machine type model 738-727U, Lenovo, serial number LX0BYNO, and the UUID flash, I guess the flash revision level, and boot block BIOS date 3/15/07. Wow, so it's got the original BIOS. So I doubt there's any updates for this thing anyway. Devices, it's automatic PS2 on the mouse. Diskette drive is disabled. Serial port setup, it's enabled for serial port A. And the other stuff, base I/O address and interrupt, and serial port B, which is disabled. USB setup, all enabled, front and back, legacy support as well. Parallel port setup, it's enabled, and all the other mode and base and interrupt and DMA channel. Video setup. Alright, this is where if you're running a video card, you can select PCI or onboard, which is PEG and IEG. I'm not familiar with. So, yep, PCI, because we're running that with the video card. IDE drives, parallel ATA both, and serial ATA is enabled. Audio setup is enabled, onboard audio, which is just your simple 2-channel, basically. Network setup, it's enabled, boot agent disabled, and MAC address not available. So we don't need all that. Startup, so it'll do your startup sequence. Hard drive first, your DVD-ROM next, and Mac Store. Okay, so it's using a USB hard drive first, so really I should probably go ahead and change that. So make that 1. There we go. And then we'll make this one last. So yeah, we'll start with the hard drive first. just go right to that. Then the DVD-ROM, so that'll be good. And exclude from the boot order, yeah, FDC, USB key, a CD-ROM, and it's got all those that you can eliminate if they're not listed. Okay, so you got on your keyboard number lock state is on, keyboard speed fast, everything's enabled, diskette less operation, keyboard less operation, power on self-test quick, power on logo enable, which I don't know if we really need the Lenovo, just disable that. So option keys display enable, option keys display style normal, startup device menu prompt enable, automatic startup sequence enabled, advanced PCI parity is enabled, plug and play operation is on, legacy free is disabled, security access host protection area is disabled, adapter ROM security no, password beep no, remote administration is enabled, power ACPI standby mode S3 or S1, so we'll just leave that alone. Hard disk timeout disabled. After power loss, stay off. Yeah, I like to leave that off when you get a power. If you lose power, you don't want it to just kick back on. It might cause a power surge. So, yep. So we'll escape out of that, and then we'll just go to exit, save custom defaults. And let's see, save settings, save current setup values, restore default. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and exit and confirm. We'll let it boot back up. Alright, so we got rid of the Lenovo. Takes a while for this thing to boot up, so I just cut it off to wait till it gets to the welcome screen. There we go. I don't have the audio hooked up, even though the speaker bar is on. I didn't plug it up. Maybe I'll do that real quick. Okay, plug it in the green slot. Alright. There we go. Okay, now test the audio. Yeah, man, this thing is sluggish. I know Windows 10 uses a lot of resources. Okay, are we on? There we go. Okay, so we're good to go there. Let's see, we'll just go all the way down to 50. There we go. Cool. Yeah, disk drive still opens. And it's got room, I believe, expansion for a second one. Yeah, I'll get the cover off now, but yeah, I'll probably remove that Vista label. I'll just scrape that off of there. But yeah, overall for a work environment, which is what I mainly got these computers for, was for taxes and all that. I actually got a FireWire card in there. Forgot about that. And of course it's not being used, but fills up the space, I guess you could say. But yeah, I mean, overall it runs good. You know, if you've got past history in computers, Mac Store hard drives, I don't even know if they make them anymore, but let's see if I can find the date code on this one, because I know it is old. I mean, it has to be. There's a code there. YAR511W0, whatever that is. That doesn't give the date on here. Huh. And that's something, 250. Diamond Max. Yeah, Mac stores are notorious for failing. Okay, there it is, May 19, 2006. So amazing. This hard drive is still working after over 11 years. Jeez. So yeah, I definitely recommend. I'll probably eventually replace it. I mean, 250 is good for something like this, and I've got some extra ones on hand. Let me see what I got. Okay, yeah, I got a 250 gig Seagate, and I don't even know what the date code is on this one, but it's probably a little younger than the Mac store, but yeah, it doesn't say. But yeah, as I said, I've actually paid $40 for this motherboard, the MSI AMD Athlon processor. 4 gigs of RAM, and yeah, the old one originally had some oxidation. I don't know if it had been exposed to water or whatever, but yeah, the motherboard was shot. The capacitors were starting to bubble. A few of them actually popped, and when my buddy was trying to repair it, the solder was just not taken to the capacitors when, you know, we'd get some new capacitors, or he had some on hand that he knew would work, and they weren't staying put. So it became more of a hassle, and I just searched around for another motherboard and just told him to scrap that one. So yeah, that's what he did. You know, got this motherboard a couple months back. So, but it's working good, obviously, especially with Windows 10 and the MSI 5450 video card. So I guess I'll just wrap up this overview of a Lenovo 3000J series running Windows 10 Professional on the computer. So, but yep. So until the next Thrill and Tech video, adios.